Hello, this is Daniel Kim from RSNav. I would like to give you an update what's happening on RSNav right now. So this is our good old discontinued Audi A4 10.1-inch device, but it's basically the same hardware like the our current model hardware version 3.0, and it's running Android 7, and the memory is 3 gigabyte and 32 gigabyte of ROM is installed in the device. So for the RSNav, I know the issue of the for some people climate control override this pops up and it's not disappearing. We already have collected the detailed information about the bug, so our engineers are working hard to fix it. And the other issue right now in our Android product is in certain cases, let's say you parked your car and you left your car for 30 minutes and then you come back, the screen lit up instantly, but the any kind of sound is getting muted. We already know the issue and we are working on it. It seems it has something to do with the instant on feature, also known as hibernation. Whenever you you stop your car motor, I mean engine, and whenever you lock your car's door, RSNav will think that you already left your car and it will go to the hibernation mode so that RSNav won't drain out your battery. And then once you come back to your car, RSNav senses door unlocking, and then the system get reinitialized instantly. That's the feature that we have introduced in hardware 3.0. But recently we found out that the sound one of our sound processor is not waking up properly, so we are working on it. Hopefully this is not a serious issue, so sooner or later we'll be able to fix it. Other than those two, I think RSNav is working pretty fine. Oh, for the CarPlay dongle, I know without the USB filter, our system is kind of unstable when it's running the CarPlay or Android Auto. Then, the reason being is, see here, this is the US filter that we are providing with the dongle, and well, apparently the casing has been removed. The reason being was the connection between our USB line and the dongle was kind of floppy, so it's always having the causing instability, like the random rebooting, and the CarPlay services is being terminated abruptly. So this is kind of a prototype, but we are making revised cable with two USB port. One port is with the USB filter, so that you can plug the CarPlay dongle to this side and have enjoy the stable CarPlay or Android Auto service, and the other part is just regular USB extension like this. The reason that we have made things like this because with this USB filter, um, there's a drawback that whenever let's say you have to perform the major updates using your laptop connected to RSNav, this filter will interfere with the process. So this filter has to be removable. So that's why we supply the US filter as a dongle that connect to this US conventional USB port, but the dongle's build quality is not that great, and this USB port is also not the best one for the stability. So now we are going to provide this two-headed converter at the end, so that you can whenever you're using the CarPlay, you use this side, and whenever you're using something else like a regular USB stick, or whenever you need to connect RSNav to the your laptop, you'll be using the regular styled USB port. Unfortunately, for now, you cannot use both USB ports at the same time. So that's only a drawback, and eventually what we are going to do is we will integrate this small uh, filter into the RSNav itself, so that and it will have some kind of a switch inside the RSNav, so you can select the CarPlay mode for the USB, and then the regular mode for the regular USB stick access, or the connecting to a laptop. So that's what is happening with RSNav, I mean existing RSNav. And then I guess a lot of people are expecting for our RSC9 device for Audi A6, A7, S6, RS6, or S7 or RS7. So here's the thing. Well, there hasn't been much progress with that project. The reason being is it has everything with the plastics. So this is the screen housing with a touch panel, and the touch panel size is 9-inch. So this is the one that we have intended to use for our RSNav 9 device. But the fact is, we found that whenever it flips down into the the fold down position, there's too much gap on the bottom side of the screen itself, and also this lower side of this custom manufacturer folding mechanism is damaging the factory trim. So that's why we wanted to have it revised, but currently the problem is the cost of remanufacturing these housing is skyrocketed. So I mean, we are not sure if we need to invest huge sum of money. It's really huge amount of money. So the plastic guys are asking for somewhere like $10,000 for few hundred pieces of the plastics. So well, that's the reason. So why the RSC9 is not getting any progress. So we are checking on alternatives. This one is from other supplier. This one is being used for the 8-inch screen. So we are seeing the 8-inch screen options as well, and it has the metal backplate. The thing is, for this one will be reusing the factory back cover. So in that way, it just look just factory look when it's the fold down, and it's less damaging the original screen trim pieces. So that's what is happening. Other than that, if RSC9 is going to be delayed over the autumn, I mean this coming fall, I mean if we are not able to introduce RSC9 or RSC8 or whatever we are making for the Audi A6 and A7, then by the end of year we are planning to introduce hardware version 4, which will be major upgrade for our RSNav product. I'm hoping to get at least 8 to 10 core CPU over 2 gigahertz speed and 4 to 6 gigabyte RAM, and the Android Oreo at least, or possibly I will try to get the Android Pie running the hardware version 4 of RSNav system. So if RSC series for C7 Audi cars are like being delayed due to the plastic housings, then probably the RSC devices will be the first device that comes with hardware version 4. But as I said, hardware version 4 is expected to be ready by this December or early next year. So that's what is happening right now with RSNav. And what else? Oh, for by the way, sorry for messy workspace. Well, I even barely have a time to sleep, so my workspace is always, this messy. Anyway, so this is our RSNav, Android 7, 3GB RAM, 32GB ROM, and this is what I have purchased from Aliexpress, which was advertised as Android 9.0. So I mean the device is now being framed like this because apparently I want to analyze their hardware, how the build quality and everything. So I disassembled everything already, so it's being like that. And also the touch screen is also has been removed, so now I'm using a mouse to control the device. So let's see about the system, and it says it's reporting Android version is 9.0, Samsung CPU Cortex A53, which is 64-bit Platinum, 8 cores, and the CPU speed is 1.4 gigahertz or higher. So according to this, this device is much more superior compared to RSNav device, but is that a true? Let's see. So let's run the system info app that I have downloaded from Play Store. So this is our RSNav. So RSNav is has the CPU that has 8 cores, and the CPU model name is MT8783, and it's architecture 64-bit, so it's true 64-bit device. And then the memory is 3 GB, and the ROM capacity is it's reporting 25 gigabyte, but it's really 32 gigabyte. Every other spaces are reserved for the system recovery and the system itself. So, and then our display is around, it's like a 1024 by 600 pixels, but apparently a few pixels are not being used for the Android. And what else? And device itself is, as you can see, our device is running the Android 7 and for Nougat API level 24, so it's totally Android 7. Let's see our competitor's Android 9 device. So this one is interesting. ARM V7 processor. Yes, it's 8 octa-core, but ARM V7 processor isn't. As far as I remember, it's not 64-bit device, 64-bit architecture, but it's 32-bit architecture. And well, it has been quite a while that I saw the ARM V7 processors in the market. So these were like populated like around 2000, early 2010s, like 2010, 11, 12. So it's pretty old CPU, but indeed it has the octa-core, which has 8 cores. And let's see device. So it's saying Samsung Cortex A53 8-core 1.4 gigahertz, but that's just a text. It's not reporting the truth. Android version 5.1. See, this is the trick that the Chinese AliExpress sellers are doing. Like they just edit the text file for the version information. So it's saying like Android version 9.0 here, but actually the truth is this is a very old device with the Android 5.1 running. So see, this is terrible. I mean, API level is 2 level below. So ours was 24, that's Android Nougat, and I guess 21 is for the Android 6, and then 22 is the Lollipop Android 5. So this one is not really Android 9, but this is Android 5.1. And the memory is barely 2 gigabyte, and the ROM is, oh yeah, it seems it's truly 32 gigabyte. So, and the display, yeah, this one is also using 1024 by 600. Yeah, so yeah, quite disappointing. So I mean, it's from Aliexpress, and for, well, no offense to Aliexpress itself, but the problem with Aliexpress is that they do not oblige the sellers to be truthful. I mean, there's no penalty for the sellers being exaggerated in the Aliexpress, and apparently this is one of the case that the specification is being exaggerated, if I can put it that way. Also, the other thing is for RSNav, the display is 10.1 inch, and it's glossy because the touch panel is glossy. Well, their screen looks matte, but it's because I removed the touch glass, so that's why. But let's compare the quality of the display. But it may seem like our competitors' display maybe look nicer, but well, it's the camera that is not properly displaying the true picture quality. So still, as you can see, this one is definitely Android 5.1. So as far as I know, there's no device for the car infotainment system that is running Android 9.0. Or yes, there is certain Android 8 Oreo devices, but that version of Oreo is not real full version of the Oreo, but it's kind of watered down version for those TV boxes. So Google provides different library for the TV boxes and regular Android device. So for RSNav, we use the regular firmware for a full Android system, but those 8-inch, Android Oreo devices are based on 2-bit architecture, and they are just barely just the skin itself is Android 8, but the architecture inside and everything else is pretty much outdated. So still, RSNav is the the only product that is coming with a full Android 7 64-bit. So the performance is unbeatable. So let's do the picture test. I'm not sure if you can see, but with their display, I can see a lot of moire patterns. This is a sign of the poor display quality. Like if you see here, I'm not sure if you can see it well, but there's a smeared bar. Like here where the mouse pointer is, it's slightly darker than this area, and that's where a lot of moire patterns are. So it's like that, moire and clear, moire clear, moire clear. So display quality is not that great, and the problem is, let's oh yeah, it's not touch. So let's compare with the RSNav. RSNav display taster. Well, at least for RSNav, well, for the moire wise, everything is uniform. I mean, sometimes you see some weird patterns happening, but that's something between the camera itself and the display type. It's not, when you see RSNav in bare eyes, there's no pattern seen in this our competitor's device. So yeah, so red is red, green is green, but their red looks a lot pale. Their green looks nicer in the video, but really their green is look really pale, and then blue is the same. Yeah, there's some LCD light issues. And the white, yes, you can definitely see that the difference between the white tones. So in this video, RSNav seems more warmer compared to that one, but actually this one is like a slightly it has some indication of slightly colder or red. I mean, the tone of the white is not really white, but it's slightly, like the pink. So it's not the correct white. whereas RSNav looks perfectly white, slightly warmer though. So that's what it is. And let me check the other thing. Viewing angle, rear world photos, and let's. Okay. How do I go back? Okay. So rear world photos. So RSNav is crisp, and this is, I don't know, kinda dull. So RSNav details and their details. Well, for this photo, there's not much difference. Green colors. Green colors, green color, green colors. So RSNav and the competitor. Anyway, yeah. So this is a quick testing between the Android 9 available on Aliexpress, and this is RSNav device, and it's I think it's not partial to say RSNav is still the best device that is offering the latest hardware with the true Android system, whereas Chinese sellers are advertising um, their old product with some tricks, so don't get fooled. So I hope this video gave you some ideas and give you some answers for the stuff that you were wondering. So thank you for watching, and thank you for choosing RSNav.